Hello. I don't do, I'm an American, so I don't have much traffic with metric, though. I have had some. I may fumble around with that. Okay, main thing I saw on looking at your posted photographs that you got a compound pitch. You got a lower pitch up to this point, and then a steeper pitch. Now, from this one photograph of this area, that might be a Dutch gable kind of a thing. I'm not sure. I just noticed that just now, but this is steeper than you have it, and this is lower than you have it, and this is steeper than you have it. So that's the main problems. And you've got auto rebuild roofs on, and that's fine. We might be able to do it with that. Eric says manual, and that's fine. So all I'm going to do initially, let's see, I'm looking at your photograph. It's what the communication lag is. The thing about doing a compound roof is you go to the roof tab of each wall over which a compound roof exists, and you go to the roof tab, and there's a setting here. Yeah, upper pitch. See, here's the pitch that this pitch here usually comes from the build roof dialog, 26 degrees. But for certain roofs, I'm going to open these. Whoops, I want the walls, not the roof planes. I'm going to shift select those. Now, I can tell this is a little bit raised area here. This is probably the ceiling higher ceiling height. Yeah. So we don't want anything particularly messing with that. So I'm going to use the break line tool, or the wall break tool, to separate this part from this part, because I don't want to mess with this gable. Excuse me. I'm going to open these now. And go to the roof tab. I want the initial pitch. Now, of course, I don't use degrees. In metric, you use degrees, but in imperial, you use a pitch. 312, 412, 512. You get the idea. So I'm going to be guessing here. I want it lower than 26 degrees. I have no idea what the usual pitches are in metric, but I'm just going to go 20 for the initial pitch. Oops, not 0. And then the upper pitch, I want at, let's see, 33. I'm going to try that. And that probably wasn't enough information now that I think about it. And you can't see squat with this standard view. So I'm going to turn the color off and switch the camera type to vector view so you can actually see clearly what's okay. Now that's pitch is 20. So I didn't get the second pitch. So I want that pitch to start based on your photograph. It looked like it, God dang it. I'd say it starts right about there. So that says 40, 45, 50. Okay, we'll try this again. Go to the roof tab. Okay, roof starts at no change. Okay, in from baseline, that's what I'm going to put in 4550 millimeters. Okay, we're getting a little purchase now. See, now I can look at the photograph and tell this needs to come way down. So we select those walls, go to the roof tab, change this figure to, let's go 3500. Yeah, okay, beginning to, now who knows if the pictures are right. You'd have to measure the house to, and you could measure the house and get this exact point and these exact pitches, and you wouldn't have to guess. But I'm getting close. See, I'm just leaving this area alone because it's got a gable in it. Okay. I'm going to go to the roof tab and lower that figure again. Just doing it gradiently. Okay, that's a lot closer, but it looks like to me this pitch is too steep. This one might be too steep, but this one is too steep. So again, I know nothing about metric, and I change the global to 20 degrees because the initial pitch is usually the what's said in the build roof dialog. Okay, now it says 20, upper pitch 33. I think that's probably, let's make it 25. And we'll change this to 2000 even. But like I say, you have the house to measure, I don't. Now the only thing that's left is this gable. Now that's not steep enough. This, I think this looks okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. So the only thing left now is to get the gable. So this wall, see, I've separated this segment from that segment, and this wall determine the pitch of the gable. So I'm going to go to the roof tab and tell it to have a steeper pitch. Okay. Getting a little pushback from the software. This one's responded, this one's having a problem. Let's see, let me see. I see it. It's going all the same all the way through. I can't see in your picture what it actually does do. If I had more information, I could figure out what next to do, but I got the compound pitch thing on this part of the house, and that I feel pretty certain that that's okay. Now getting this gable is going to be a little bit harder. I think probably what happens, I'm going to turn auto build roofs off. But auto build roofs is a good way to get symmetrically a compound pitch roof like that. I'm going to pull this back to here somewhere. I don't want, hard, there we go. I'm going to pull that back. This, there. Okay, now this is probably 30, okay, it's 33. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, looking at the photograph, that looks about right. So I'm going to draw another manual roof plane over here. Should be 33. No, okay. We'll change it to 33 on the fly. And to get symmetry with roof planes, they have to have the same baseline setting. Baseline 3621, 33 for the pitch, 3621. Let me check the other one that I created over here. 36. Wait a minute, I don't think that's correct. This one's, I'll just copy it, 3621, and apply it to this one. When you do that sort of thing, you have to lock the pitch so it doesn't change. Copy that in. Okay, now I can take this and join it with that. I have a symmetric ridge. Bring that out like that. It's just a matter of how it's going to tie into the rest of the house. Not quite sure, but that's beginning to look more like your photograph. Maybe this is a little steep. I don't have the same exact viewpoint as the photograph. The only thing left is in how are you going to tie this in? This one's pretty much already tied in on this side. Yeah. I don't know how that would work. Without a photograph, I'm kind of at a loss to tell you what you would do. Just like I say, that one photograph, it's kind of hard to. This ought to get you more in the right direction, though. Now, again, in the photograph, there's this area right up here. Yeah, see, it looks like a little tiny Dutch gable. Now that you're going to have to do manually with all these other variables. How this ties in, I need more information. But that's just from the front view. That's, oh, I can see it now. In the zoomed in on the photograph, this ridge has to be down here. So, okay, that helps. Click on that, lower the pitch. I tell you what, let's see. Well, I just need it below this point. I'm just going to guess. And yeah, it's going to lower the pitch some. I think it was too much. Well, in terms of what I need to do, I need this ridge to match the edge of this thing here. I guess it's, oh, that's right. It just dawned on me this is high. This is supposed to be higher than it is. Sorry about that. This came to my senses. This is a 3,500. And this is, oh, you got it all set to 3,500. Not okay. I thought you had that set properly, but you don't. Everything's 3,500. Well, I need to get rid of that picture. Said 2,400. Most of the structure ought to be 2,400. How dare you? So I need to go to edit default settings. Edit default settings, floors and rooms, floor levels, first floor, So most of the house is 2,400. 2,400. And only this room is 3,500. And it still is. Okay. This space needs to be 2,400. 24. And this is 2,400. It's auto rebuild roofs. I think I turned that off. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to. This looks better now that it's properly at the proper height or closer to it. But now it's kind of blew up. See, I'm gonna have to change the settings in these walls again to increase that or decrease on the roof tab the in from baseline. Oh, look at that. It automatically changed when I put it on automatic roofs. Okay, I'm gonna put it at 3,000. Yeah, now we're getting that. Needs to be less than that. Roof tab. And I'll change that to 2,000. Now we're getting there. We're getting close to, you can see the compound pitch now. This is at the right height. Okay, I think I got the idea now. This, what have I told it to do? 33. And then on this side, these two walls. I didn't do this wall. That was probably a mistake. Go to the roof tab. Yeah, 33. Now we're getting there. That's probably how this is working, roughly. And this could be a hit back here, or you could go over here and give it a full gable wall command and get that kind of a thing going. I don't know. I haven't been able to see this side of the house, but you get the idea. I can't tell if this is too high, but the ceiling heading settings are now relationally correct based on what you said. What you said might be wrong, but you can see the rest of the house and I can't. So I got the front quite a bit closer, except for the gable up here at the top. Wait, now with that, you have to turn off auto rebuild roofs. Turn that off. Oh, I don't know how. Oh, that's right. This is your house. So I guess if this photograph is of that house and these are the right dimensions, then this ought to be roughly the correct geometry. It's just with that one photograph, it's just not enough data for me to figure this out completely. I was gonna, well, let's take a look at this. This roof plane goes up. Okay, so that's this roof plane, but it goes up symmetrically. You look at that. Think about this. Oh, standard render camera is useless for figuring out roofs. Yeah, in the photographs, this doesn't exist, so there's something still okay. Probably need to get rid of this. That was just a supposition. Yeah, I think that looks better. Good. So this goes up. Yeah, I got auto roofs off now. This roof plane here, you would take it and change the geometry on it here. Oh, we can just use two. No. And break it over here. Take this and go up. I'm just showing you initially how to roof this in. This is not how I would do it, but it's a good way to communicate what it is. See, that's what's the part that's showing in the photograph. Of course, all this stuff has to be lined up properly, perpendicular and stuff. And it needs to be symmetric relative to the ridge. Okay. I'm not getting, oh, okay. I turned the auto dimensions off earlier. There we go. So I'm looking at the photograph. I think it's a little bit wider than that. So I want to get these, it's 880. I'm going to set that to 900. We'll set this side to 900. That's close enough for a freebie. Okay. So I'm going to go and give you a little bit different viewpoint of this. See, we're going to form a gable between this here and here. And the geometry and pitches of this are bound to be wrong because it looks less and less like the photograph now. I'm going to line this up with that. I'm lining up with this one that I created earlier. I need to take that from a triangle to a rectangle, rectangular shape. And we'll line this up with that. Line this up. I'm using the snaps to line it up. Okay, you can see where I'm going with this. And of course, I can't see what's actually done in the photograph, but just from what I can see, yeah. See, that's called a Dutch gable, where you have hips and a gable all coming together. Then these again, it'd be hard to see. I'm just going to pull this back, create a little bit of overhang here. Excuse me. In case you guys complain about me clearing my throat all the time, I'm old. My body's old, and it's got phlegm and stuff. And I'm just not going to apologize for that. If you want my help, you have to put up with me clearing my throat. Okay. Now I'm going to take that and straighten it out. Pull it. See, there's the gable edges, and there's some overhang. So in order to finish those Dutch gables off, you go to the attic, turn the reference display on, excuse me, go to your exterior wall tool, and yeah, I'm gonna draw it right there on top of that roof plane. I see you haven't changed your default. That's naughty. But this wall that I drew there, that the software was complaining of, I'm going to now tell it that I want it to be an attic wall, no locate, and no room definition. And also I'm going to go to the roof tab and tell it to it sits on top of the roof. Roof cuts the wall at bottom. And so there's that. Let's see, it's stick. I must have made it a little bit too long. That looks better. Okay, now I'm going to take this and copy it. Stick it over here. And then rotate it so that the exterior material is on the outside. And that's about as close as I'm going to get without more data. Now, obviously this doesn't look correct, but that's what it indicates. But you have more data about the project, so, you know, okay, as best I can do on so little information. Hope this helps you, whether it does or not. Make it a great day.